Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my continuation of my book reading of Stephen King's Misery. I'm at chapter 17 now, called A Little Operation. When he quieted down, how many times did you leave the room? The knife. Oh no, the knife. Twice. No, 3 times. I had to go get some water yesterday, but I wasn't trying to escape, Andy. I'm writing a book. You didn't try the telephone, I suppose, or investigate the locks? No, you were such a good little boy. Of course I did. He was beginning to wish he would go away, because the drug was making him partially tell the truth, but he also badly wanted to sleep. How many times did you go out? I told you 3 times. How many times? Her voice was rising. Tell the truth. I am telling the truth. 3 times. You're treating me like a fool, Annie, I swear. Oh yes, you swear. People who tell lies love to swear. Let me tell you, Mr. Clever. I stretched hairs all over the place. Upstairs, downstairs, out in the barn, and a lot of them have gone. Annie, how could I have gone upstairs? How could I have gone outside to the barn? But she didn't give him time to protest. She went straight on. So, you tell me that you left the room only 3 times, Mr. Clever. And I'll tell you that you're the fool, not me. How many times? 3. Once for medicine, yes. Once for food, yes. And once for water. Yes, I told you. She reached into her pocket again and brought out the butcher's knife. I looked under your mattress just before I gave you the injection for your operation, and see what I found. What did she mean by operation? He was suddenly sure that she intended to use a knife on him. But you didn't get it out of the kitchen, did you? You only went for medicine, food and water. The knife must have flown here, all by itself. What kind of fool do you think I am, Paul? How many times? Alright, I got the knife when I went for water. But Annie, what did you mean by operation? I think you went 7 times, she said. Yes, if that's what you want to hear, I left the room 7 times, Paul said. He was angry now, because he was frightened. Then she started to speak softly, and he began to drift almost into sleep. Do you know what the British used to do to workers in their diamond mines who tried to escape, Paul? They killed them, I suppose, he said, still with his eyes closed. Oh no, she replied. That would be like throwing away a whole car just because some little thing went wrong. No, they still needed them for the mines. So, they just made sure that they couldn't run away again. They performed a little operation, Paul, and that's what I'm going to do to you. It's for your own good, so please try to remember that. The ice-cold wind of fear blew over Paul's body, and his eyes flew open. He got up from the bed and pulled back the blankets so that his legs and feet were uncovered. No, he said. No, Annie, whatever it is you're planning, we can talk about it, can we? Please, you don't have to. She bent over and picked up some things from the floor. When she straightened up, he was holding an axe in one hand and a blow lamp in the other. The blade of the axe shone dully. He bent down again and picked up the box of matches and a bottle of dark liquid. Annie, no, he screamed. Annie, I'll stay here, I promise. I won't even get out of bed. I'll do whatever you say. It's alright, she said, and her face now had that blank look. Some part of his mind, which was not filled with fear, knew when this was over. She would remember hardly anything at all about it. This was the woman who graduated in 1966 and now in 1987 told him that she had been a nurse for only 10 years. She probably hardly remembered killing all those babies. He suddenly knew that this was the axe he had used on Pomeroy. He continued to scream. He tried to turn over, and if he could get away from her, but his broken leg and drugged body refused to obey. And he poured some of the liquid onto his left ankle and some more onto the blade of the axe. The smell reminded Paul of doctor's offices in his childhood. There won't be much pain, Paul. It won't be bad. Annie, oh Annie, please, no, please. Don't, Annie, I swear to you, I'll be good. I swear to God, I'll be good. Please give me a chance to be good. Annie, please, let me be good. Just a little pain, Paul, and then this unpleasant matter will be behind us. She threw the empty bottle over her shoulder, her face completely blank now. She seized the axe in both hands and moved her feet so that she was standing firmly on the floor. Annie, oh please don't hurt me. Don't worry, she said, and her eyes were gently. I'm a nurse. The axe whistled through the air and buried itself in Paul Selden's left leg, just above the ankle. Pain exploded in his body. Blood splashed her face and the wall. He heard the blade rub against the bone as she pulled it free. He looked down and saw his toes moving. Then he saw her raising the axe again. Drops of blood were falling off it. Her hair was hanging loosely around her blank, calm face. He tried to pull back in spite of the pain, but he realized that although his leg was moving, his foot wasn't. All he was doing was widening the cut, making it open like a mouth. He realized that his foot was joined to his leg by only a little flesh, and that the axe whistled down again. It cut through his leg and sank deep into the mattress. And he pulled the axe out of the mattress and threw it onto the ground. He picked up the blow lamp and lit it with a match. There isn't time to sew it all up, she explained. You're losing blood too fast. She turned the flame onto the stump of his leg. Fresh pain seized Paul's body. Sweet swelling smoke drifted up to his nose. Nearly finished, she said. The blankets were burning now. Annie bent down again and picked up the yellow bucket. She poured water over the flames. Paul screamed again. Annie stood and looked at him. You'll be alright, she said. Her eyes seemed to move around the room aimlessly. It was a relief for her to notice something on the floor. I'll just get rid of the rubbish, she said. She picked up Paul's foot. The toes were still moving. She started to walk out of the room, then turned and said, Don't blame me for this. It was your own fault. Paul dived into a cloud, hoping that it would bring death this time, not just unconsciousness. He dimly heard himself screaming and smelled his burnt flesh. As his thoughts faded, he thought, Dragon Lady, kill you. Dragon Lady, kill you. Then there was nothing except nothing. That was the end of chapter 17, called A Little Operation. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for listening. Next chapter will be chapter 18, Happy Birthday. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next one. Take care. Bye-bye.